get started. I guess like the first question I wanted to know is if please refresh me, how did you come about finding out about our course originally?
I came across you guys on Instagram. I think a girl, when I was looking for work experience while I was doing my thing, I was looking at to do with this girl called Kate or something who was at Good Life, and she had tagged you guys in something, and I just looked at it, and yeah, I don't know, it kind of all happened within a day. I just followed you guys and signed up, and then wasn't sure if it was like a legit thing, and then it turned out to be legit, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, cool. I think that might have been Katie Shaw.
Yeah.
Yep. So she's like one of our OG, one of our original students that came through many, many moons ago. She's doing actually really, really well at the moment. So
Yeah.
yeah, cool. And you didn't think it was a legitimate business. Tell me a little bit about that. Why is that?
Oh, I don't know. No, I thought it was like legit, but I just didn't know like much about it. I didn't know if it was like based in Perth or like, I don't know, just 4-week free thingy. I didn't know if there was like catches to it or not.
Too good
So
to be true.
Pardon?
Was it too good to be true?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. No, all good. I
Signed
think
up. Yeah.
I have had one other person say that, and that's because Simon and I obviously we're exceptionally busy wearing many, many, many hats. The old content marketing hasn't been probably at the forefront, and so like when a lot of people jump on our Instagram, there hasn't been like a lot of like turnover of content. And I think that people have sort of gone, is this a real course? Like, what's going on here? So I'll forgive you.
I guess I just never also known that there was like courses like this available. So I was just like, yeah. Especially based in Perth, like everything just seemed a bit too ideal.
Yeah. So you've clicked on the link, you've gone on the homepage, you've signed up, and then you had contact with us. Tell us a little bit about like what was your first point of contact like, and your first sort of impression of Simon and myself.
No, it was really good. I think one of you called me, but I was busy or something. And then just making sure that I was still going ahead with it, and then I got the email link or the Facebook link. I can't remember which one, the Zoom link. And then, I went on to the first week Zoom call, and it was really helpful, and then kept going.
Cool. I'm glad you did.
For sure. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about, like, obviously have you done Zoom meetings and things like that before in the past?
Yeah. So, I do them at the moment at uni. So we have Zoom calls, for like our tutorials and things like that. So pretty easy to use.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. So tell me a little bit and give me a little bit of insight. How did you find the format that we ran, where we were doing one weekly session per week? We shotgun it. We do it in about an hour and a half, and then you guys get like a toolbox item at the end. How did you find that format?
Yeah, I found that good. It just gave us, like, obviously we went through the toolbox item together, and then the fact that we could kind of do it ourselves and then send it to you guys for feedback. It's kind of good, like putting it into practical use ourselves rather than just having a PowerPoint presentation where you don't absorb anything.
Yeah. And how did you find like sort of like the length of the classes and stuff like that?
Yeah, they were good. They weren't too long. Definitely, I liked the length of them. They were long enough to get info out of them, but I wasn't kind of waiting for it to end.
Yeah, no, that's always a positive to hear. I know that Simon and I, we just finished up the 4-week course with another group last night, and we were sort of saying to them is that a lot of the stuff that we're teaching you guys, we would generally onboard, like say like a resolution fitness PT, we would usually do that over 12 weeks, and a lot of that stuff, you roll out some of those processes and procedures over the course of a year. So it's fast and it's furious, but
definitely a lot to take in and consider. But I guess that's good just to get it all done with. Doesn't take up too much of your time either.
Yeah, exactly. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to like sort of ask you about like each of the modules or each of the week and sort of see how you found those. Like week 1 was obviously with Simon talking a little bit about like business setup, expenses, introducing like the business tracker and that. Tell me, what did you love about that particular session? What did you like? What did you get from it? And just general feels with it.
Yeah, I have really bad memory. I do remember the business tracker, so that was like tracking expenses and things, which is handy. It's hard for me to implement at the moment because everything's like it's not set income per week and things, just because I'm very new.
Sure.
But yeah, no, it was handy seeing all that, just tools to use in the future, I guess, to budget things out.
Beautiful,
Um,
beautiful.
yeah,
And moving on to week 2, that was my week where we talked about, coming up with an offer, having like your PT service defined as a product, and then going through some lead generation methods. Really, again, shotgun approach of what's worked for us via Resolution Fitness over the last 5 or 6 years. How did you find that session? What were some of the things that you took away from that you really liked? And was there anything sort of new? I know that you're doing like marketing and PR at uni,
yeah.
so that one probably resonated with you well. And you probably knew a lot of that stuff, but yeah, give us some insight into that session for you.
No, that one was really good to like kind of learn how to like advertise an offer or to create an offer. I actually have a question. I'd probably will ask it in the coaching thing about that offer that I've created as well.
Sure.
But no, it was good to, yeah, I guess make one, help with a bit of marketing to set up like the first, I guess, promotion that I'm going to do. What else do we do? Lead generation. That was, yeah, handy to learn of other ways to do it. Still just like building up the confidence, I guess, to do a lot of them.
Sure.
But yeah.
I guess that's I'll save my hard questions for the business consult, but
Yeah.
we'll go over things like floor walk and stuff like that, because I know that Revo is a different beast. You are quite confined to their parameters and what they see or what they deem acceptable marketing avenues for their particular PTs. Whereas some other gyms, it's like a bit of a cowboy show and you can sort of do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So week 2, it was great to sort of see the offer that you sent back to me. It was actually very, very well done. Talking about your branding and stuff like that, is that something that you did on Canva yourself? Did you get it outsourced?
Yeah, no, I did that. I literally, it was the first thing I created. And I kind of, I don't know, I guess part of me is glad I didn't experiment with other things because I'm very indecisive. I literally just made it, even like randomly, like during the second week of like my studying PT, and I was like, oh, this is just an option for the future. And I guess I just used it, and yeah, I stuck with it, which I'm glad I did because I tried outsourcing or considering outsourcing for like business cards and like design, but at the moment it was going to be like $400, and I was like, no, I can't afford that at the moment.
Just on that, because I usually what I usually do is I actually do like a brand sort of kit and package sort of promo for PTs. Mine is actually 500, but what I usually include in that is business card, flyer, logo, DL slip, like the whole style guide, color palette, and everything's customized. So you get all of that for around about $500. But I'm interested to know that you were outsourcing and they were going to charge you $400 for a business card design.
That was like, I think it was like a bit to do with, like a rebranding, kind of what you explained. And then,
that's crazy.
Yeah, like some business cards to be printed as well.
$400. That's crazy. I'm so glad you didn't go down that path, but I have.
Yeah, I literally just jumped onto Canva and I was like, at the moment, like I'll get a fancier business card later.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I actually teach a Canva course. Actually, the last time we were doing the advance, it was actually a little bit longer. It's like 6 weeks, and I actually teach a whole Canva course, and I show you guys how to design business card, flyer, and all that. I might even see if there's interest in the group. It might be something that we do again down the track.
Yeah, sure. That'd be cool.
It saved a lot of PTs a lot of money. So
yeah, for sure.
Cool. So moving on to week 3, and that was Simon's session, and he was sort of going through the complementary selling process of how to do it over 3 sessions, and that's what we found has worked really, really good in the past. He took you through sort of the structure of session 1, 2, and 3, how to use like the PEQ, and then obviously the materials to have on the back end of that. Again, tell me, how did you find that session? What did you take away? Have you used the PEQ? Have you been able to actually snare a few sales using that process?
Yes, I had like my own kind of POQ, but I did like add in some questions that you guys had. What else do you do? The three things.
Complimentary selling
Before I
program.
was just doing kind of like a complimentary consult with training after. And then most people would kind of like ready to sign up after that. I haven't introduced like the 3 sessions then sign up yet. I haven't really had a lead to do that yet. Uni's just cracked down. I know it's like not trying to make an excuse, but uni's cracked down this week and next week because of exams. So I haven't been focusing too much on leads, but I do need to. And yeah, I'll try it out with some leads for sure.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good feedback. I'm curious as to what questions did you pull from our PEQ and implement into your own?
Let me grab it up quickly.
Because if there are the certain ones that most people don't include are the I actually want you to tell me so I can sort of see before I preempt it. I'm hoping that you've pulled. There's at least 3 that I hope you've pulled off it.
Let me have a look.
I guess the other thing too is like, with the 3-session selling process, if you've been smashing it in the past and you've been signing up people fairly quickly off like 1 or 2 and you're comfortable with that process and you can do that, then stick to what you know and stick to what, if you're good at it, stick to it. We've just found over the years that with people that are new, 3 sessions is a much better way to sort of build confidence, build rapport, and then increase conversion on the back end. But again, each to their own. I think it probably will be more important as we sort of like, and we'll talk more about this in the business consult, is really, once uni dies down, is really setting you to task and trying to get you to generate more leads where you can be taking people through more complimentary sessions and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think I put away, I kind of like reworded it, but it's just like, why haven't you achieved the goals you wanted yet? And then also, I didn't have the occupation or job role on there, so I've put that in there.
Beautiful.
And then, I'm going to reword kind of the one where it's like, do you eat takeaway or fast foods and stuff? I have like a bit of nutrition in mind, but I might add something to like, how much money do you spend on it, I guess?
Yeah. So obviously that did make sense. The reason why we ask those questions is because obviously the main objection always is money. But if you know they're already spending $80 on like alcohol and Uber Eats, well, that's not that's not going to align with their goal. Therefore, you should be transferring that money over to investing in yourself. Blah blah blah. So I am really really glad that you've taken those particular questions and implemented them. And then obviously understanding what the occupation is, because at the end of the day, if they're a uni student, you'll know this. You're not going to be able to afford $180 a week for 3 sessions, are you?
No, not at all.
Whereas if you're doing complimentary sessions with like a lawyer or a doctor, cha-ching, ring them up. Cool.
Yeah, for sure.
And then obviously I'll just keep this moving on quite quick. How much time we have? Oh, we've got plenty of time. Session 4 was about customer service. I know I harped on it. It can be quite a dry topic for a lot of people because it's not the bread and butter of learning about all the cool stuff. Like nutrition or advanced programming or anything like that. But like I did stress in that particular session, is commonly overlooked by a lot of PTs. What did you get out of that? Did you like that session? Was there anything that you pulled away from that you've implemented just yet?
Just trying to remember like what the toolbox item was.
So the toolbox item was about creating a client journey. It was also about creating like an onboarding process, like having like a welcome email, welcome literature, things like that. It was also about like planning before and after the session. Did you implement any planning to tighten up what you were doing? And the last one was about like creating communities like Facebook groups and things like that.
Yeah, so it was good learning a bit more about the Facebook groups. I think I definitely need to make one of those. I guess I'm just scared to make one with such little clients, so that my clients will be like, oh my gosh, she only has like 6 people. Why am I with her and not someone who has more? I don't know
Yeah.
why I'm thinking like that, but
No, no,
yeah.
no, no, no. That is true. That is power of perception, and that's right. But like what I said, I'll break that obstacle down of yours. I'm sure you've got friends and family that would be happy to be in that group. So if you
Mm,
went friends and family plus clients, now we're looking at around about like 15, 16 people in there, and your
mm.
friends and family know that you're the fitness professional now. And so I'd be doing it. And Fit by Fudge, I love your branding. I love the color scheme. I love the name. I think you should be doing it, you know?
Like, would you do a Facebook private group or an actual
Yeah.
page?
No, no, no. Oh, I'd be doing both. I would have your page and invite everyone to like it. And that's where you like run your offers and your promos, because your page is essentially, and if you are doing marketing at uni and stuff like that, your page is where you will get your ads manager, and that's where you'll be launching all your ads from the
Mm.
page. But a private group like the one we have for PT Mechanics, I would strongly recommend you getting something like that going, so you can build your community, you know, of the girls training in the garage, or, you know, hey, I've got the new boxing equipment now, and throwing up, hey, I'm going to start doing any boxercise exercises, sessions. Does anyone want to, you know, who's interested in those? And just getting that feedback. You might even find that some of your family members or even your friends that have never trained or haven't never been interested, you know, they might enlist your services. But yeah,
Yeah,
definitely
for
do it.
sure. I'll do that hopefully today, otherwise tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, yeah, cool, cool. Um, so I know we talked a little bit about it at the start, but did you like the fact that you were given a toolbox, you had all the resources, you had the business tracker and things like that? Did you like those resources going out, and do you have any
Yeah,
feedback in
the
regards to
priceless
those?
resources. Like, obviously, we could make it ourselves, but we wouldn't have every bit in it because we haven't been experienced, and it saves a shitload of time having them from someone else. Especially like a lot of them from online, they're just not relevant either in Australia or to like kind of PTs directly. They just got something that's a bit off about them. So yeah, especially the programming and like checking ones were very handy.
Cool. So you have used the business tracker yourself?
Yeah, I'm still needing to again get on top of it a bit more
Yeah.
once uni's done. But yeah, I've had a look at them and started implementing them for sure.
That's good. That's good. What was your favorite part of the course throughout the 4 week free course? What was your favorite section?
Um, I don't know, kind of all of it. Just I guess having the support from you guys, as especially since I'm brand new.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, like either the reassurance that I'm doing something right or just the advice. I don't know, all of it. Yeah, it's probably the best decision I've made.
Well, that's good to hear. That's really positive to hear. Was there one particular thing that you learnt out of all the different sort of sections and different aspects that we were sort of teaching and lecturing on? Was there one particular thing where you were just like, oh my God, that's pure gold, and you went away and you implemented that straight away?
Sorry, again, my memory is like the worst. I'm just trying to like
No, all good, all good, all good.
such brain fog today. Probably the main thing that I'm about to implement is like that offer strategy package with the poster, which again I'll talk to you about in the next meeting.
Sure.
But yeah, that was pretty handy to create like an offer to try and use it as like lead generation.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That's good to hear. That was my one. So sucked in,
Yeah.
Simon. um, I've only got a couple more questions for you.
Yeah, all good.
Second last one was, would you recommend PT Mechanics for personal trainers that have just finished Cert 3 and 4, and why?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Pretty much like I said, like it's the best decision I made for the support and just the advice. Starting out in the industry can be pretty confusing and daunting, but you guys are so supportive, and it just having it free, and then made me really like keen to obviously pay for the advanced course. So I guess knowing that we're getting the value gave us peace of mind to pay for that advanced course, because we know that you guys aren't just taking our money and bullshitting us, I guess.
Yeah, it's proof in the pudding, you know.
Yeah,
We've
exactly.
been doing it for a while, so yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, you guys know what you're talking about. And yeah, just having that experience from people who are legitimate and not just some crazy like jacked up dude on steroids trying to give advice.
Yeah, which there are a lot of those guys.
Yeah, for sure. There's
Yeah.
a lot of them on Instagram and things.
And hearing before how you were sort of saying with like the resources that a lot of them are not applicable to Australia, that are like a lot of them are American. That tells me that you actually have been around the internet and downloaded a few things, because I've been there.
Yeah, I had a little look at
What?
like even like meal plan guides or something, and they're just, yeah, I don't know, they're just not as technical, especially things like that body fat, how we can just now, once I get my calipers, I can just enter them in, it's the equation's all there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so handy, like literally priceless.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Final question. Is there any feedback you'd like to give Simon and I in regards to how we can improve the course, or something that you thought, look, I love that bit, but if it included X, Y, and Z, I think it would be a little bit better. Do you have any feedback or anything like that for us?
I know this isn't helpful, but literally not that I can think of.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it was pretty, yeah, it was everything, yeah, that we really needed, that you could give for free. Obviously, you're not going to spill out your whole brain in knowledge for free to people. But yeah, the amount of value we got from it was amazing.
That's good to hear. That's really good to hear. Cool. That is it from me. Do you have anything else that you want to share about the course or anything like that?
Not that I can think of. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. Well, look, I'm gonna jump off this. A big thank you for taking the time out to just have a chat and answer those questions.
Yeah, no worries.
I will see you shortly anyway. We
Yeah.
can sort of take a bit more of a dive in business specifics and nut out a bit of a plan for you.
Easy. Sounds good. Thank you so much.
No
I'll see you soon.
regards. See you soon. Bye.
See ya. Bye.